A couple weeks ago, I made a video stressing the importance of structuring your business and doing everything, basing everything off of the P&L and the importance of operational efficiency in your business, treating your business like a business as opposed to just doing things by gut. And I couldn't believe how timely this was. Yesterday I found out that a good friend of mine, Samit, who is one of the top real estate agents in the entire Bay Area, cracked 100 million in sales volume this last month. And congratulations again, man. I tagged you in this video because I'm super happy for you, happy for your team, and I know how hard you've worked. And Samit, myself, Ken Lutz, Keith Vong, there are a couple of us in a group at my old office, and spearheaded by our manager, Robert Cruz. And he was like, the five of you are all going to lead teams that do $100+ million in volume every single year. So he had a lot of confidence in us. And so the five of us would always mastermind and kind of get together and make sure that we put the screen there, that we were holding one another accountable, that we were sharing best practices. And in a lot of ways, it was a precursor to what I'm now getting at EXP on steroids, with all of these guys from all over the country sharing like all of these amazing tips and tricks and strategies and everything. But we had a little tiny mini version of that at the Silver Creek office many years ago. And so Robert sent out a message yesterday congratulating Samit. We all hopped on and we were congratulating Samit. And then he sends this message. And I literally, I laughed out loud when I read it. Not because I thought it was funny, but because I thought, how timely is this message? And there was a lot in the message, but there was a little portion of it that I extracted. He says, profitability is more important than volume. I watch my P&L very closely, including marketing costs and other expenses. He goes on to say he doesn't refund and doesn't discount and all that stuff for that very reason. And when I read that, it's interesting because Samit and I actually haven't spoken about business in a few years. And so clearly he's always been very business savvy. But then just in reading that message, it's very obvious to me now what's happening in this space and in this industry. You see, the flight to quality for the consumer, there is a flight to quality right now in our space, in the real estate space. And that flight to quality is consumer-centric, meaning that whoever gives the best service and gives it in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of headache is going to win. Speed, quality. But how do you get there as an agent? Well, you get there by doing the little things, like sticking to your P&L, like building systems and placing good people to operate and run those systems so that your agents can go out there and do more of what they should be doing, which is selling more homes and talking to more people, not planning their next marketing piece. That's a losing strategy. So when I saw that message, I was like, Jesus Christ, Samit's gonna do $500 million in volume in 5 years, because he's always been that kind of hustler. And then just seeing that and knowing where everyone else in the country is headed, and being able to see that message right now and being in that conversation with him at this moment just led me to realize that we're not talking about this, especially here in the Bay Area, nearly as much as we should be. Are you running your business like a business, or are you just floundering? Because I tell you what, if you are not dedicating time, money, and resources to legitimizing your operation, you're fucked. you can scoot by on the 3-4 commission checks you make a year for only so long until you're no longer in business. And guys, I'm not standing on my soapbox here saying that I'm so much better than everyone else. You have to understand, like, this is a new thing for me too. Like, just in the last couple of years have I really started to operationalize and get everything in a row. And even still, like when I came to my mentors Dan and Kyle, and I showed them my P&L, they were like, dude, what the fuck is this piece of garbage? Like, you need to go back to your accountant and have a conversation with him and get this thing like ledgered and like all of these different things. And so now, I'm in the process and I'm building it, but just seeing it and understanding what's going on in this space right now, I too was a gut feel kind of guy. You know, I ran my business based on how my gut felt. Well, that ends poorly. Because in 2018, like I was back on my ass, like practically no money to my name, kind of broke because I ran my business on gut feel. Oh yeah, it sounds like a great idea to hire a videographer and do all of these different things and spend a fuckload of money on Facebook marketing, never really figuring out whether or not that was something that I could financially like afford. So this time, obviously playing it smart, had a meeting with my accountant the other day, and we went through everything. We went through the updated P&L, everything, and I said, hey, these are the expenses that I'm planning to take on. These are the categories that they're going to be in. What do you think about that? And so we went over that, and he's like, dude, you're good. Like, you can actually afford more. And so he's like, that is still like well within your budget. And so like that reassurance, operating your business via a P&L, not only does it help me sleep better at night, and not only would it help you sleep better at night, but you have to understand, your customers can sense when you're not legit. They know that you have no fucking idea what's going on in your business. They understand good versus bad because they have it in almost every other industry. It's like you walk into the Apple store, the guy, signs you up and everything, and then 30 minutes later you walk out with a brand new iPhone, all your contacts are loaded, they're synced. It's like it's a machine. So, coming back to Samit, dude, congratulations again, bro. I'm pissed that I didn't beat you to 100 million, but we'll see who gets to 1 billion first. It's a great game, guys, but only if you want to play it. And if you're going to stay small, that's fine. You don't need to grow this massive, large operation, but you still got to have the basics in check. You still have to have the basics in order to succeed, because as we start to get more and more agents on this bandwagon of legitimizing their operation, really truly running their shit like a business, the more opportunities they are going to take from you, unless you do the same. This is Danny Gould, everyone. Selling Silicon Valley. Stay legendary, everybody.